This is Patty Sliney, Head Quilter National Educator, and we had a really interesting question posed on our Pro Stitcher Quilters Facebook group. It was posed by Denise Mullinex, and she wanted to know how to take a design element, how to duplicate it, and then take that second element, rotate it 180 degrees, and then connect the two so you would have a brand new edge-to-edge design, so the design sort of serpentined. And it can be done. It can all be done in Pro Stitcher, and it's pretty easy to do. So let me run through the steps real quick. So first thing that we want to do is we want to set up so our designs load point to point. That makes it just a little bit easier when you're doing something like this. So if you go to your Settings tab, Advanced, General, and in your right sidebar, make sure your load point to point is selected. And it's just a touch or a click to turn that on. So once you have that turned on, we're going to go to our design element. And she was talking about the daisy chain edge to edge, and that design is found in our 1PS Designs continuous line folder. So I scroll down to the daisy chain. It's right here. I'm going to select it and open it. So now I want to open a second one of these. The easiest way to do that is go to Edit and Duplicate, and if I refresh, it connects this second design element's start point to the end point of the previous design element. Just kind of a nice feature we have in Pro Stitcher. So now we need to modify this and rotate it. There's a couple ways we can do it. We can go to Modify, Rotate, and we could click our clockwise rotation 4 times. That would 4 times 45 is 180 degrees, so we could do that. Or we can use these tools. We could click Flip, baseline it, and then Mirror and baseline it, and that does the same thing. So now we have this design element in the correct rotation that Denise is wanting, but we need to swap the start and stop points. So if you're still on the Modify tab, if you look in the ribbon, we've got our swap tool. So if I click that, it swaps our start and stop points. Now I need to baseline that change. Now the last thing I need to do is connect these two. And the easiest way to do that is to use Modify Reposition. So the tool Modify Reposition will reposition any design that you have on your workspace to your crosshairs. And we're going to start first by putting our crosshairs on the end point of this first design. So let's select this first design. And then I'm going to go to Modify, Reposition, and I want my crosshairs to be, I want the design to be sitting, the design stop point to be sitting at my crosshairs. So if I click Endpoint, this is going to reposition the design's endpoint to my crosshairs or my needle. Remember, crosshairs and needle are the same thing. So if I click this, there, I'm going to refresh. It has moved the design's endpoint to my crosshairs. So now I want to reposition this design to my needle or crosshairs that are sitting on this endpoint. So if I select it, this time I want this design's start point to be positioned at my crosshairs. So if I touch Start Point, that moves this design start point to my crosshairs. Now they're both connected. So now, or they're positioned to be connected. So now I need to connect these two. And the way to do that is click on Select None. And since I know I have these designs in the correct order, this one was open first, this one was open second. I know that by looking at my workspace. If I click on this one, that's my first one, so it's in first position. Here's my duplicated one, it's in second position. So they are in the correct order. Let's deselect everything. And simply by clicking Select All, it will connect my two designs. You can see the start and stop points are gone. Now if I just click on Baseline, I have a single design that is essentially unaltered. It's just like I had digitized it this way. And this can be used As a brand new edge-to-edge design, I know it'll work because you can see I've got my start point on the left. There are two criteria you must have to use a design as an edge-to-edge design or a continuous line design. First criteria are start point on the left, end point on the right. And second criteria is those 2 points must lie on the same horizontal plane. And you can see by my horizontal crosshairs, they are sitting on the same horizontal plane. So it's repeatable. I know this because if I go to repeat and I touch horizontal and start repeating them, they all snap together. And then you can repeat them vertically and you have a pretty little all over edge to edge design that you've created. So be sure once you've created this, I'm going to undo everything back to where we were. Go, our original design that we created, make sure you baseline it and save it. And save it with a new name. So that's how you connect two designs and do the rotation. It's pretty easy to do. Do this in simulation. You can save it to your flash drive and take it to your machine and use it. So I hope that helps and have fun practicing this little tutorial.